Welcome to my reflection video for my educational portfolio. I am Traci Smith, a master's candidate for the Educational Technology program at Boise State. This video will reflect my journey through the program as well as how I've grown professionally by completing the EdTech program at Boise State. I am a high school math teacher currently teaching at Warwick High School. I've been there for the last 6 years. Before coming to Virginia, I lived in Mississippi where I taught 2 years, one in the elementary and one in the middle school. I received my bachelor's in education from the University of Southern Mississippi. I am certified to teach in grades K through 12 with endorsements in math, science, and social studies. I volunteer with our local Community Builders Network chapter as a treasurer and as a resource funding manager. So, what brought me to Boise State? I wanted to pursue a master's degree in a new endeavor that would allow me to grow and change careers. I looked online at many different curriculums and found Boise State EdTech program was a program that was diverse, provided hands-on learning, and that would help me create samples that would make me a competitor in my new endeavor. I began in the summer of 2012 taking 2 classes at a time. I knew that this would be challenging, but well worth it at the end. So through this video, I will detail some of my academic growths and achievements. EdTech 502, Internet for Educators, was an excellent class that I took at the beginning of the program. I wasn't sure how I would do this in class since I was unfamiliar with HTML coding. Through this class, I used software called Dreamweaver and Fireworks, which was from the Adobe CS6 software suite. Not only did I create educational websites to use in my classes, I also learned how to locate relevant and useful information from the internet, such as educational videos. In my classes, I have incorporated the Jigsaw method of teaching. When implementing the Jigsaw website to my classes, the students were excited to use the internet to formulate their own ideas. EdTech 512 Online Course Design was a great course that I took so I could one day come out of the classroom and effectively develop and teach in an online environment. Through the class, I created my first online class using the Desire to Learn, a learning management system that our school district uses to create online classes. The system was a bit challenging to manipulate at times, but I got better as I went through the trial and error of course development. In the class, I had to create a design document which reminded me of the ADDIE model, but ours was called the Web-Based Instructional Design Model, in order to create a successful course. I developed an online course for my Algebra Function and Data Analysis class, and it was a hybrid course because some of my students just need an overview while others need a more in-depth or hands-on learning teaching method. In designing and implementing the course, I used the course design document, and through this document, I had to analyze my audience and set my goals. I also used the document to create my learning objectives, which helped me to know what to include in the site. Implementing the course with my class was just wonderful. It was an experience where the students were actually working on their work and followed the stated deadlines. The online course let the students work at their own pace as well, in order to understand their concepts. What was rewarding of having taken 512 was learning how to structure the online class, keeping the same format throughout, being very detailed and clear with the objectives, so I knew my learners will know what they needed to know, and also provide the resources for the learner to use. In the course I developed, I provided the links to videos, discussion forums, and online assessments. Currently, I'm teaching a hybrid course in which the LMS is through a company called Cortez. The school district uses this Cortez as an online class for learners in math. Although I did not create the course, I use it as a learning experience of being able to facilitate an online class, as well as write the lesson plans that teach the concept the students will go through on the site. Knowing how to create an online class has helped me create more detailed lesson plans and has prepared me for the implementation of Gaggle, a new K-12 web-based online classroom our district will use in the next year. I will be able to apply what I've learned about designing a coherent course that is well detailed for my students. EdTech 505 was the evaluation class that provided a wealth of knowledge about evaluations I did not know. I used the methods I learned in my volunteer organization when developing programs in our annual conference. I have enlightened my co-volunteers how important it is to evaluate a program, not just at the end, but throughout the process. We have seen our programs become more successful since implementing the evaluation process steps. In the class, I created a small program on bullying, which I went through the evaluation process. This was also used at one of our local workshops that we did. The report that I had to write stated the reason for the evaluation and how the evaluation was going to occur. I used a variety of individuals for our program panel. The program was to educate students and adults on the types and results of bullying. Through evaluating my program along the way, I saw where I needed to redirect or think about where I was diverting from the goal. I used this method as I implemented my daily lessons as well. I used my new evaluation skill to determine how successful the lesson went in class. If it was successful, what made it a success? If not, what did I need to fix? This was a major takeaway from the class. I also took away how feedback is essential in evaluating your goals or activity. In the program I developed for the class, the feedback the citizens provided on the reflection survey was helpful, so I knew what I needed to change for the future programs. I use this method in my classes as well, by giving the students a small prompt such as, "What 3 things have you learned today?" Or, "How could this have been better?" to get feedback about the lessons from my students. As I was taking the class, I thought about the lesson design model, Understanding by Design, that our school district uses. It is along the same concept. Start with the end in mind and along the way, ask questions of the learners. I now see how the evaluation class has been beneficial in my own classroom. I have truly enjoyed and gained valuable skills in each of the classes that I have taken in the EdTech program. The skills learned helped renew my teaching abilities in the classroom while gaining new ones to prepare me for the future. I was also introduced to new technology such as Google Docs, WordPress, Facebook, and many others, just to name a few. I truly picked an excellent program to complete my master's, although it was challenging at times, but it has been most rewarding. The top-notch professors have proven that the skills learned in each of the courses are comparable to what the industry is doing. So I thank each and every one of you on a wonderful journey. It was well worth the wait.